really his comeback for trying to win the Tour Championship, to win the FedEx Cup title. It's the way the playoffs work. It started for him last week, made up all those shots with that win, that victory for him at the BMW Championship, and now starts his day early, making up another one on DJ, who's stalking a birdie of his own coming up. Doug Bell.
Justin Thomas here in the third green, looking for 3 in a row from 12 feet. The stroke sends it up at the hole, and he's walking already. Right on contact, started walking after it. That's never a good sign. Just inches outside right, and he will walk up and tap that in for the par. Justin Thomas stays 9 under.
Now the leader, Dustin Johnson, has a chance for his own birdie at 2, Bill.
Yeah, this is 6.5 feet. Should turn a little bit to his right. Sends it up to the cup and buries it. No doubt, a great tee shot. Good putt for DJ, and he is now due 11 under par.
I think that was an important putt. I mean, it's only the second hole of the tournament for him, but you've got guys like Thomas and Rahm already making moves, climbing closer. You don't want to ever make them feel like they're going to catch you. So that's a good start for Dustin Johnson with that birdie on 2.
Doing what he's been doing for a couple of weeks, making birdies. Obviously, he had a ton of them when he finished 30 under par to win a couple of weeks ago, the FedEx Cup playoff opener at the Northern Trust. Runner-up at the BMW Championship, now extends the lead back to 2 shots here at the Tour Championship. Doug Bell.
At the par 5-6, 316 yards off the tee for Rory McIlroy. Right side of the fairway has 206 to this back center hole location. McIlroy sends that away. Little helping breeze. This is an uphill shot. This lands right on line for the flagstick. Oh, just misses on the right side. That rolls out to about 8, maybe 9 feet for McIlroy. It'll be downhill, but he'll have an eagle putt to go to 6 under here at the 6th.
Boy, that's where that length is so invaluable, and he will have a great chance. We've seen a few errant shots, but Rory is making the most of everything, holding putts, and shots like that will have a great chance for eagle.
On the attack, and McIlroy trying to do what he did a year ago when he made up a bunch of ground and won his second FedEx Cup title. Dustin Johnson right now, the leader by 2, picks up birdie at the 2nd. He's in front 11 under. His PGA Tour radio coverage of the quest for the PGA Tour's ultimate prize, the FedEx Cup, continues at the Tour Championship.
College sports fans, join hosts Rick Neuheisel and Chris Childers on ESPNU Radio's Full Ride. Their unique and entertaining take on college sports brings a level of energy and excitement that can't be matched. Here,
125 began. Your golf ball is the most... Why, Georgia, why? Well, the College Football Hall of Fame, located in the heart of Atlanta's sports, tourism, and entertainment districts, opened in 2014 with 3 floors and 50 interactive exhibits. The facility pays tribute to roughly 1,000 players, more than 200 coaches, and countless fans. And, of course, the Southeastern Conference kicks off September 26th. Justin Thomas, who drove it in the right-hand rough, just the first cut out here at number 4, will be rooting for, of course, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Let's go out to Bill Rosinski.
And T-balls away here at the 3rd for Dustin Johnson and Jon Rahm. Both will have 151. DJ will be in the middle of the fairway. Rahm in the left rough, so you're going to have to go out this back right hole location. Of course, Atlanta was home of the Georgia Dome. It was born in 1992. And imploded for the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium here back in 2017. I have a bit of a history. My first year doing the Falcon games, Mark McCumber, was 1992, the year the Georgia Dome opened. And the first play, they had a preseason game against Philadelphia to open it up. And the first play of the game from scrimmage, Chris Miller, the quarterback, hit Michael Haynes with a 76-yard touchdown pass. I actually had to Google that because I knew it was a long play, but, that was 28 years ago. So that was the opener. And I was there for the last game ever in the Georgia Dome as a fan when Green Bay lost to Atlanta, sending the Falcons to that infamous Super Bowl loss to the Patriots. Here's DJ at number 3, playing from 151. And back hole location, that's okay, middle right portion of the green. That'll be outside, and the 20-foot range, that'll be for birdie.
Yeah, Dustin Johnson went off this third tee with an iron. It's a short par 4, plays slightly downhill, 396 yards to leave himself in the fairway. Let's go back to that third fairway. Bill Rosinski with John Rahm.
Yeah, let's see what he can do now. He's in that thick stuff. It is not long here this week at East Lake, but it is that Bermuda, and the ball can disappear. This one was sitting up a little bit as John Rahm plays away. And that's a beauty by Rahm. Oh, it went by the flag, sit down over the green, and that's not going to be an easy shot coming back. It came out hot, Mark, as you might expect, out of that bunker, and that rolled down the slope. That is a steep slope behind the green, and he does not have a lot of green to work with. I don't see the lie yet. I'm on the left side of the green. I'll check it out, but he's going to have to scramble to make it up and down.
And you described that perfectly, Bill, and it did run over the green. It's on the upslope. That's the one good thing. Not a lot of green to work with. There's a great example of the importance of driving in the fairway, which is what Dustin Johnson did. When you're playing out of this Bermuda rough, even though it's not long, can't put spin on the ball, and you can't control what happens when it lands on the green. So he paid the price. Let's go out to Mark Carnevale.
It was a very poor lie left of the green here at the 6th for Brendan Todd's third shot. He got it onto the green, but now 12 feet for birdie, for back-to-back birdies. This putt would take Todd to 5 under. A little bit across the slope, going to turn from his right to left. Todd settles the putter in behind the ball, draws the putter back, makes contact, ball turning right to left and right in. Back-to-back birdies for Brendan Todd. This one coming at the 6th. He's now 5 under par.
What else is new? Brendan Todd has had an incredible bounce back year, and with the 2 wins in the fall, and that's one of the reasons, putting like that. He has had a brilliant year of putting, had a couple other opportunities to win, led going into the final round at the RSM, was in the final group a couple other times. What a way he can cap off a great comeback year if he continues that kind of play. Carney?
After a really good approach shot for his second here at the par 5-6, McIlroy has 9 feet directly behind the hole. Ball is downhill, going to turn to the left. Hard to keep it from missing left. McIlroy sends it to the right. It just stays to the right. Could not believe that one. As McIlroy will just gently tap it in with one hand. It's a birdie here at 6, but a missed opportunity. McIlroy's birdie takes him to 5 under.
You are so right, Carney. Very seldom are our listeners disappointed when they make a birdie, but that'll be a bit disappointing for Rory McIlroy to have such a makeable putt not to do it. So still 2 under par here early in his round through 6. He moves up to 5 under par for the tournament and a tie for 6. Let's go back out to Doug Bell.
All right, Mark, Justin Thomas, his tee shot here at number 4 just bounced into that first cut. And the mowing patterns here are so beautiful. I mean, you have that first cut to the primary rough, and it just squares up the fairways. They're gorgeous. And these tee boxes, oh my gosh, these are the best tee boxes I've ever seen. Anyway, I digress. Justin Thomas now getting ready for his second shot, 164 yards uphill, front left hole location. JT has birdied 2 of his first 3. Takes a nice divot, watches this fly from right to left, land on the front of the green, then hop forward, skip, and then roll out just past hole high right. He's just outside 10 feet. Justin Thomas knocking on the door at 10 under par.
Yeah, you know, players who control the ball so well off the tee like Justin Thomas, he played to the right edge of the fairway, even though he just missed into the first cut of rough. He had a beautiful angle to that front left hole location, which allowed him, even though he was out of the rough, to hit that ball close. Justin Thomas, what a year he's had. Has a chance to cap it off here with a win at the Tour Championship. Bill Rosinski, to you.
John Rahm now behind the green, down on the downslope, chip shot third. Here at the third hole, pops it way up in the air, lands it on the green, goes by the flag on the right, and it's downhill from there. So settle, and maybe 10 feet. So that'll be a par putt for John Rahm, coming off birdie at number 2 to get him to 9 under and hoping to stay there.
Yeah, you could put a little bit of the blame on the tee shot that found the rougher, maybe too aggressive of a second shot, but he has been playing so well of lately. The dramatic win last week, you start feeling a little bit infallible, but he'll have to make a good putt here to save par. Bill, to you.
And we've got Dustin Johnson now. This is a long birdie try here at the third. 25 feet uphill. We'll turn to his left. about halfway there. Inside 5, inside 3, and he didn't hit it hard enough, but the line was just perfect. And he's about 4 or 5 inches away. He'll tap in for par. He'll stay minus 11.
Yeah, Bill, you're walking with this group today, and obviously you're going to see two of the hottest players in golf. They squared off last week, and I can't help but to watch, Dustin Johnson seems to be so nonchalant. Clearly, there's an intensity there. Doesn't waste any time. There's a great example of that on that putt. As soon as John Rahm was done and marked his ball, he was ready to go. And I think that's a great lesson for our listeners. Don't overthink it. Just make your preparation and go. And he does a great job of that. Bill?
Yeah, well, just the opposite is John Rahm and the way he plays the game. You talk about intensity. My goodness. Things can get a little fiery. This is a par putt uphill, 10-footer. This would be a great up and down and would keep him 2 back of his playing partner. Spaniard sends it up the slope, needs to stretch, and hits the right edge. Gave it the knee bend, but that did not help it at all. And he will tap this in, but that's going to be a bogey. Back to minus 8.
But we'll have to wait and see what kind of a second shot he has here on number 4.
Yeah, over the green at 3, coming off bogey, couldn't get up and down, and frustrated with that tee shot at 4 as Dustin Johnson has the one-shot lead again. Justin Thomas, that picture-perfect start, 3 under through 4, so we have 3 of the best players in the game, DJ, Justin Thomas, and John Rahm on the course and battling early in this first round on a Friday, Carney.
From about 30 yards here at the par 4 7th, Rory McIlroy just short of the green. Pitches the ball about 15 feet short of the hole, hops, and then releases. That's well done. That'll stop inside 4 feet, maybe closer to 3 feet for McIlroy. He'll have that for par to stay at 5 under here at the par 4 7th.
Yeah, doesn't want to give one back now. Rory McIlroy trying to become the first 3-time winner of the FedEx Cup. What an accomplishment that would be. And Rory McIlroy off to a good start, too.
And so is DJ, and you called the tee shot, Bark. I mean, he's striping it early. He said every fairway, and he's, relying on why not when you can hit that power cut that he does. Now, that's been the go-to shot the last few weeks, and why not stick with it, right? Let's go back to Carney.
Yeah, an opportunity now for Brendan Todd here at the 7th for 3 in a row. Just 17 feet. Interesting, this putt, about the first 4 feet of this putt is down a slight slope. Not very steep, but just slight enough. But then it goes back up a slope. So pace is very hard to predict here on this putt for Todd. As it goes down that slope and then up the other slope, it'll turn to his left. This would take Todd to 6 under, and again, this would be 3 in a row. As he settles in over it, the Georgia Bulldog makes contact. This has plenty of pace, working up the slope. Right to left and in. Wow. Brendan Todd on fire. That's 3 in a row. He's now 6 under with this birdie here at 7.
I tell you, Earl, it's been a year of incredible putting display by Brendan Todd. He seems to be just absolutely so confident over the putter. And we're seeing the same thing again today with all the spotlight on him. An incredible comeback year for Brendan Todd.
All right, so big par save early in the day for Rory McIlroy now. Mark Carnevale, back to you.
He's had a couple of them already, Earl, but now this one from inside 4 feet, and that goes to the bottom. So he looks comfortable with the putter, but that's a par here at 7 for McIlroy. He remains at 5 under.
Carney, that's a good sign because Rory at times, if there is any weakness, and I'm not sure you can call it a weakness at times, maybe not as good at the putts inside at 6-7 feet as other players, but, a world number 1 already once this year, trying to get back there again. If he makes those putts, and he's making them with confidence so far today, that's a great sign for him.
When challenged by the elements, our team is protected by all-weather performance gear from FootJoy, the #1 outerwear brand in golf and an official licensee of the PGA Tour. Whether you're playing in wet, cool, windy, or warm weather, FootJoy has the gear you need to make every day playable. For details, visit footjoy.com.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of the Tour Championship, the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs, from historic East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. And as we do at the top and bottom of every hour in our live play-by-play coverage, time now for a leaderboard update presented by Titleist.
When it comes to more speed, more precision, and more consistency, it's either Titleist or it's not. Tee up the Pro V1 or Pro V1X and prove how good you can be. Titleist, the #1 ball in golf. Dustin Johnson, the early birdie at 2, the par 3, so he's 1 under for the day and 11 under now for the Tour Championship. One-shot lead on Justin Thomas, who's gone out birdie 3 of his first 4 to get it to -10. John Rahm, a birdie and a bogey, so even par through 3 for Rahm. Now 3 back at -8 even for the day. Sung J M just made another birdie at that par 5 6th hole. 3 under through 6 for him now, -7. And 4 off the lead for Sung J M and Brendan Todd. 3 under start through 7. He's strung together 3 in a row. Brendan Todd, -6. 5 off the lead.
Good par save for Rory McIlroy, a 2-time FedEx Cup winner, trying to make it the first person to reach 3 wins in the FedEx Cup. A par save on the 7th keeps him at 2 under par for the tournament, 5 under for the week. He's tied for 6th at that same score. Xander Schauffele, another good start. He is also 2 under par through 7 holes. A past winner here at East Lake. He is 5 under par with Rory McIlroy.
Corn Ferry Tour, the path to the PGA Tour in Springfield, Illinois this week. Panther Creek Country Club for the 5th annual Lincoln Land Championship, presented by LRS. Charlie Saxon is the leader. Opened with a 61, now 15 under, 4 up on Harry Hall, who shot 62 today. He's solo second at 11 under par. Mark Carnevale.
The local IQ Series, an alternative for players impacted by this year's canceled seasons on the PGA Tour's 3 international tours, was just down the road in Alabama this week for the Invitational at Auburn University Club, just an hour and a half southwest of us here in Atlanta. Cooper Musselman claimed the title Thursday with a par on the 4th hole of a sudden-death playoff over fellow American Bryson Nimmer. Musselman also picked up 500 Race to the Bahamas points, with 2-time winner Nimmer holding a comfortable lead in those standings through 4 events.
This week, the Canada Life Series, created for members of the Mackenzie Tour, PGA Tour Canada, and others living north of the border after that season was canceled. They are in southeastern Ontario for the Canada Life Series at TPC Toronto. Final round today, and there's a tie for the lead. 3 players at 8 under. Callum Davidson of Canada, Albert Pistorius, and Yi Chao of China all tied for the lead now on the back 9 at 8 under. Bill Rosinski.
John Rahm still trying to find his first fairway off the tee at the first, put it in the fairway bunker, able to make par at the 3rd. Left rough, ended up taking a bogey. Now here at 4 in the right rough. No tree issues and playing away from 162 yards. Got a front left hole location. That's a nice shot. That's going to land hole high right and scoot by the flag on the right side. But from where he was in the rough, ball sitting down, he's inside 15 feet. That'll be for birdie. And now Dustin Johnson, who is waiting for his playing partner to make a decision on the club. He's all ready to rock and roll from 159 yards away. He's on the right edge of the fairway. Slightly uphill shot, breeze blowing from the golfer's left, takes it over the flag, and that will not check up. That actually goes a little bit past John Rahm's ball. In the 20-foot range, DJ looking for his second birdie. He's 1 under today, -11, and our leader.
And the one thing John Rahm had going in his favor there was he had a good angle from the right rough to a left hole location. Both players playing smartly to the fat side of the green. Doug?
Here at number 5, Justin Thomas, smack dab in the middle. I mean, he's right down Broadway. Leaves him just 102 to this front right hole location. Severely sloping green from back to front. JT watches this wedge fly to the sky, now down on the green. Lands on the collar and then spins back away from the hole. And it'll be an uphill birdie putt for Justin Thomas. Misjudged that just a little bit.
Yeah, he misjudged it, but not the direction. The direction was perfect. It'll be, as you mentioned, Doug, an uphill putt, but pretty straight putt, too. Very makeable for him coming up.
And final group, including leader Dustin Johnson, about 20 feet away for another birdie at 4 in 60 seconds.
Try here at number 4. This is across the screen from right to left and just inside 20 feet. This will be a good bounce back after the bogey at 3. Starts this out to the right, ball swinging to the left, and it didn't make it to left enough. And a couple of feet away, should be able to knock that in for par. He'll stay 8 under.
Yep. But after you missed a fairway here, and as Bill mentioned, he hasn't hit a fairway yet. That's something to be a little bit concerned with. But still, making par out of the rough here is not a bad result.
Well, good start for Dustin Johnson, the FedEx Cup points leader to start the week. So the leader on the leaderboard to start the week, a birdie at 2 to get into 11 under par. He's hit every fairway, every green so far, and he's going to have a good look inside 20 feet for another birdie to start his week off right. Chance to get to 12 under and extend that lead back to 2. For Dustin Johnson, as he's trying to cap things off with what would be his first career FedEx Cup title. Did not play well at Eastlake a year ago, all 4 rounds over par. In fact, finished 13 over for the week. And you know, Mark McCumber, one thing for probably the quickest player in the game, he's always ready to go, and he's firing quickly. These, with he and his brother here, Bill Rosinski, he's very meticulous on the greens, and man, the last few weeks it has certainly paid off with a lot of made putts.
Well, I'll tell you what, Earl. I was at Chambers Bay when he 3-putted 18 to lose the U.S. Open a few years ago, and the routine has changed considerably with the length of time he and his brother take to line up a putt. And this is inside 20, right to left swing, down the slope looking for birdie, and he couldn't get it to fall. Pretty good line. DJ's going to walk up and tap this home. It'll be another par. There are some fans. There's a fence line here. We're neighborhood street. Some guys peeking over the fence, getting a free watch here. He taps in for par, so DJ remains 11 under.
You know, to hear you talking, Bill, about the fact that, and Earl, that he takes so much time over his putting, it seems to be a little bit of a contradiction to everything else he does from tee to green. But I was reading where one of the things is for he and his brother to stay really focused on the read, talk about the read, look at it all over, to keep his mind off of the stroke itself. And even though he's taking more time, he's not dwelling or over on the side of the green practicing his stroke while he's waiting. So once he makes this long read, he's ready to go, and he does, and it's worked great for him.
Part of the team that's covered the U.S. Open Championship on ESPN Radio for many years, Doug Bell.
Here at number 5, Justin Thomas, uphill 15-footer. The stroke says it on the path, up at the hole, and just stays outside right. Went right by the edge and would not go down. So Justin Thomas settles for just a par, but still 3 birdies in his first 5 holes, and he sits at 10 under, 3 under on his round today.
Well, if anybody can afford to settle for a par, Doug, it's Justin Thomas, but still the 300 par is a good start. And presently that has him only 1 shot behind Dustin Johnson.
Well, there's another one of those players that he gets to Eastlake, and he's usually in the mix, has never finished outside the top 10, was a runner-up in 2017, had the advantage starting the week last year, finished tied for 3rd in the Tour Championship. McIlroy with that big comeback, and eventually the winner by 4 shots. So Justin Thomas, while he has not won yet at Eastlake, Mark McCumber, he's the guy that's always there, it seems, in his 5th appearance at this Tour Championship.
No, he really is. I mean, there are certain, the term is probably overused, horses for courses, but I think whenever you've had success on a golf course, you come with all the right mental pictures, and the game is so mental. If you've got a recall of where to drive it and success in making putts, it's going to make you at peace on a golf course. That's so important, too, to be comfortable on a golf course. And the other is true. Sometimes players struggle throughout a whole career and don't have the success they want on certain courses. But this course certainly does fit the eye of certain players. And you love coming to a tournament so important, which is going to decide the FedEx Cup winner, liking the golf course.
Well, you better, too. You don't have any choice. These FedEx Cup seasons, they're always going to finish here, so you better not struggle at the Tour Championship. If you do, you're not going to have much of a chance to win the FedEx Cup title these days.
That's a good point, and that's why players sometimes have to trick themselves. I know in my career there were a few shots on a course that I didn't like, and I caught myself looking ahead to that certain tee shot, and I had to change my pattern. I had to come up with a different thought pattern to break that. And if for some reason you're one of those world-class players, which all 30 of these are, from 12 different parts of the world, it's quite a representation. You've got to find a way to like this golf course, and it's a great course to like. It is really good.
Let's go to the 8th and Mark Carnevale.
It was a tough second for Rory McIlroy. He drove it to the right, only had 149, but a terrible line. He came up short and right, but he found the primary rough. So he plays to an elevated green. There's a ridge about 2/3 of the way to the hole, which he lands it just on top of, comes down towards the hole, chases by it, and needs to slow down. That's getting to the left side. That may have just hung up on the fringe there, but that was close to going down into Eastlake. For Rory McIlroy, as it is now, he's going to have a par save outside 15 feet here at the 8th to stay at 5 under.
Carney, all that was set up because of a tee shot, which was missed to the right, which is the normal miss because there's water all down the left side. And he was very careful on that shot from the right rough to avoid the water left of the green. And then he brought it back into play on the pitch shot. But he is okay. He'll have a little bit of a challenge to save par here on 8.
Carney, right back to you again.
Well, finding the fairway doesn't always mean you can find the green. It was a fairway found for Brendan Todd, but he had 185 and came off his shot and landed on the back right of the green. It chased over, fortunately, just over a little bit. He's on a slight upslope. Again, has plenty of green to work with, playing right back into the breeze as he pitches it onto the green some 10 feet, and that's going to come up short. And it's going to come up 10, maybe 11 feet short. So both players lengthy par saves here at the 8th. Brendan Todd currently at 6 under. Rory McIlroy currently at 5 under.
You know, water only comes into play on 4 holes in this golf course. This is one that it comes into play on tee shot and second shot. Both of those approach shots hit by both McIlroy and Todd were greatly affected by the fact that the hole is left edge of the green with the water lurking just some 4 or 5 paces left of the hole location.
And Brendan Todd had been on a birdie run 3 in a row. He and McIlroy both worked to save pars at 8 in 60 seconds.
3 weeks of the 8th, putting back into the breeze as that is away up towards the hole, working left to right, and that misses. Just slides it by, so a disappointing bogey after finding the fairway for Brendan Todd here at the 8th. He'll tap in for that bogey. He'll drop a shot, and he'll drop back to 5 under par.
That was a miss, but it's not going to take confidence away from Brendan Todd as it was a beautifully hit putt. Just grazed the hole on the high side. I think he hit it exactly where he thought he wanted. It just didn't go in.
To Bill Rosinski now with the final pair.
Yeah, John Rahm now 0 for 4 in fairways hit, and he's here at the 5th in the right rough. Only 115, but the problem is you got a front right hole location from this angle, and he's in the right rough. Ball sitting down, and there's a bunker if you get a little too cute right in the right side of the green. Way up into the air. This lands on the front and kicks forward. That's a nice play by John Rahm. Didn't want to do anything real dangerous there. Safe play. He'll have a birdie putt from outside 20 feet.
Yeah, Bill, you described it going way up in the air. That's the only way John Rahm could stop that ball to the front hole location, by giving the elevation. He couldn't spin it. He really did a good job with that.
And now to Mark Carnevale.
From the left edge of the green, 13 feet, par putt away for Rory McIlroy, and he bends over. Yeah, that one just missed to the right. So McIlroy will make his second bogey of the day. He'll drop back to 4 under. Let's drop that back to Bill Rosinski.
And Dustin Johnson, who was in the right rough as well, he was about 112 yards away, but I guess the lie was so poor, and there might have been a tree branch in front of him. He just played a little punch, and it just landed just shy of the green, maybe 10 yards shy of the putting surface in the closely mown fairway. So he's going to have to make an up and down from there. DJ with 1 birdie on the card, 3 pars, our leader, 11 under.
You know, Bill, we had a great view from right behind Dustin Johnson there, and it really was affected that deciding to punch it out low and left was because of the tree limbs.
Like he always does. Found the putter blade behind the ball. Gives it a wrap out to the left. Nice pace on this one. This has a chance to go. Now it's going to turn right. Another knee bend from John Rahm. And once again, the flex of the knees didn't work. Ran by a few feet. He'll put a coin on this, I believe. So he and DJ trying to finish up with pars here at 5.
Just a little bit of mumbling, talking to himself. That's not bad whatsoever. But, you know, really what's got to happen for John Rahm to get, I think, the results he wants today, he's got to start finding fairways. You know, you can't miss all the fairways and think you're going to have many good opportunities for birdie. And that's really the key. It's giving yourself more opportunities. The more you do that, obviously, the better chance of shooting a good score.
Well, Rahm started with 75 a week ago at the BMW Championship. Just the tough day, the tough week that was at Olympia Fields, and found a way to get it turned around, and then big time on the weekend with that great charge to win. It was his 5th PGA Tour title, Bill.
And now DJ to finish up here. This is about 2.5 feet. I don't see a lot of break in this putt. And this will keep him 1 under for the day, minus 11. And that goes in. Nicely done. Good up and down, with the short game paying dividends here for Dustin Johnson. He remains 11 under.
You know, another lesson we can learn from that second shot out of the rough with a little bit of tree trouble, didn't try to do more with that than he needed to, knowing that if he couldn't get it to the green, leave it short and left in the fairway with a perfect angle to the right hole location. And the results, pretty easy save for a par.
Yeah, good save by DJ to keep things clean and keep him in front. Jon Rahm now stepping in. He's only got a couple of feet left for his par save and knocks it in. So Jon Rahm missed the putt, but taps in for his par, 8 under. He remains in 3 behind Dustin Johnson, who's still in front by 1, -11. Up ahead, Doug Bell.
Earl here at the par 5-6. I'm up by the green, and you look back down the fairway, and you see the skyline of Atlanta as the backdrop. Spectacular scene. Justin Thomas with a nice drive up the right side of the fairway leaves him 213 to the hole for his second shot, 196 front. Very skinny, narrow green. JT tried to put this on there and maybe roll an eagle in to get to 12 under par. It's a big-time uphill second shot, so that 213 turns into more like 220, maybe even 223. Wind is at his back, and Justin sends that second shot skyward, looks down at the ground, and that one hops on the green, off the green to the left, up on a little mound past the green side bunker, and that's the short side. That'll be a tricky little third shot, but try to get up and down for birdie, Justin Thomas.
It will be, Doug, and the lie is sitting down, so he won't be able to get the club cleanly on the ball. This 6th hole, the par 5, easiest hole on the golf course, playing 7/10 of a stroke under par. As a matter of fact, it's only playing a few tenths of a stroke harder than the par 4 8th. So clearly, it's a hole you want to make birdie on.
Dustin Johnson with a 2-shot lead to start the week. A 1-shot lead right now early in a Friday. -11, 1 up on a former FedEx Cup champ. Justin Thomas says we are underway for the FedEx Cup playoff finale. Coverage continues. PGA Tour radio coverage from East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, round 1 of the Tour Championship.
Justin Thomas with kind of a hairy lie just off the left of the putting surface here at the par 5-6, line 2. He's 34 feet away, but the ball is sitting down. He's got the blade of this wedge absolutely wide open. You can't turn it upside down any more than that. Open stance, choking down near the shaft. There's the flop shot up in the air, lands on the collar, and then dribbles down towards the hole. And that's going to roll out past the hole on the right and wind up about 5 feet. That is really an excellent play considering the lie. Justin Thomas needs that to move to 11 under par.
So Justin Thomas, former FedEx Cup champion, has a chance here and a good one at that par 5 to tie things up with Dustin Johnson early in the day. JT is one of those who found a lot of birdies on the front 9, and things are tightening up on the first day on a Friday. Mark Carnevale.
At 7 under par, 3 under for the day here at the par 4 8th. Sungjae M had to play up short of the green, drove it in the right fairway bunkers, and has played it to some 50 yards to this middle left hole location. M now 7 under for the tournament. Slowly draws the club back to about waist high, pitches it over the front edge, on line to the hole, works up there and checks short some 5 feet or so. So a good shot for Sungjae M, smart play. He'll have that for par to stay at 7 under here at the par 4 8th.
And Sungjae M all the way up to solo 4th right now. One of the many off to good starts here on what seems to be really ripe conditions for good scoring here on a Friday in round number 1. Now, still awaiting scores on the couple of finishing holes on the back 9, 17, and then tournament will end on Monday on that par 5 18th. That change made a few years ago, 2016, when they flipped the 9s. Remember, this tournament, the Tour Championship, used to end at that par 3, which is now the 9th, and more drama over the last few years with that. Not an easy par 5, but certainly a at times reachable hole, and the water can come into play short and right of the greens at that 18th hole. So we'll see what the numbers say coming in there. We do have about half a shot under par on the front 9. The holes where we have scores on the back 9, though, they're playing about a shot over par right now, so a little tougher it seems once you get to the second 9 today, Bill Rosinski?
Yeah, well, John Rahm now 0 for 5 in fairways hit here at the par 5 6th. He drove it into the left fairway bunker. Meanwhile, Dustin Johnson bombed one down the middle of the fairway. I'm not sure about Rahm being able to get up to this green from the bunker. Let's go up to the green.
All right, Bill. Here at the par 5-6, Justin Thomas 5 feet for his 4th birdie in the first 6 holes. This does not do much. Aiming point just outside right. The stroke sends it up, and that missed right. That ball never came back 1 iota. So a missed opportunity for Justin Thomas. A miss from 5 feet. He stays at 10 under par.
Boy, he picks the ball up, kind of backing away, looking at it from behind. He played that left edge, and that ball from 5 feet turned all the way in front of the cup and ended up on the right-hand side. So even though he hit it firm, there was more break there than he was hoping for, and that's a great opportunity miss for Justin Thomas to tie up Dustin Johnson, who's on that par 5, and he's in great shape to go for that green in 2. Mark Carnevale.
After a nice third shot here at the par 8, Sungjae Im now 7 feet for a par, just short of this middle left hole location. Ball will turn to his left. Im now in over it. Draws the putter back slowly, makes contact, ball working up to the cup, and turns left and into the bottom. Nice par save here at 8 for Sungjae Im. He remains at 7 under par.
And a good day for Sungjae Im so far. Started his tournament 4 under par, among those -4 and 6 shots back. He's made some birdies where you need to on the front 9 here, but it's tough to do it when you're not hitting fairways, Bill.
No, and John Rahm now, I'm standing up just shy of the green in the left rope line here, and I can just see the top of his cap as he gets over this bunker, his second shot from 216 yards away. I don't think the trees above him to the left are an issue with the tree limbs. Let's see if he can get it on this green in 2. Certainly has the skills to do it. Gives it a big slash. It's in the back of the green, and that lands just left of the flag. That's going to roll through the collar into the rough, but from where he was, that's a great shot. He can maybe get lucky, chip that in. Definitely a birdie chance here for John Rahm.
Well, he needs it here, and now Dustin Johnson, as we talked about, playing quick. Bill, back to you at 6.
Yeah, always ready to rock and roll, and contact made middle of the fairway. And again, the back hole location, and Justin a little bit long with this. That's like he says comes back down the slope. No, there's a little backstop there, but it got hung up on the collar. But he's there in 2, so Dustin Johnson will be chipping or possibly putting from there for eagle. He's 11 under.
We had 1 eagle today, and it was a great shot early. Tyrrell Hatton inside 5 feet below the hole to make the only eagle, but 16 birdies there so far today, and DJ certainly back edge of the green in 2 is going to have a great chance to tack onto his lead. Mark Carnevale.
Earl, I'm guessing there aren't many birdies here at the par 3 9th. 232 into the breeze, playing from an elevated tee to an elevated green. Back left hole location, Sungjae Im. Birdies at 1, 3, and 6. Now makes contact with a tee shot here at the 9th. Quickly down to pick up the tee. This ball lands front portion of the green. Tries to get up onto the correct level. And that's not too bad. That's just about pin high right. He'll be outside of 25 feet. Sungjae Im. An opportunity for birdie here at the difficult 9th.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of the Tour Championship, the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs, from historic East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. And as we do at the top and bottom of every hour in our live play-by-play coverage, time now for a leaderboard update brought to you by MasterCard. Tap and go with your MasterCard, the simple, secure way to pay.
So far, the man in front to start the week, Dustin Johnson, has stayed in front. Early birdie for DJ. He's just been pounding fairways and greens. Has not missed one so far today. Gets the birdie at 2 to push him to 11 under. That's needed to keep him in front by 1. Justin Thomas, great start, 3 under through 6. -10 and 1 back now for the former FedEx Cup champion. John Rahm even through 5. He's -8 and now 3 behind. Sungjae Im, 3 under through 8, playing that difficult par 3 9, 7 under and 4 back for Sungjae Im. Puts him solo 4th. Abraham Answer, Tyrrell Hatton, Xander Schauffele, Brendan Todd all under par in their rounds. Most of them, except for Todd, now on the back nine. Brendan Todd just made the turn. They're at 5 under. Colin Morikawa even so far, right where he started the week at 5 under. Daniel Berger gets it to 1 under through 6 now, so he's 5 under also. That's a tie for 5th. 6 shots off the lead, and Rory McIlroy 1 under at the turn, 1 under through 9. He's -4, 7 shots back, Doug Bell.
The local IQ Series, an alternative for players impacted by this year's canceled seasons on the PGA Tour's 3 international tours. Just down the road in Alabama this week for the Invitational at Auburn University Club, an outstanding track about an hour and a half southwest of us, right here in Atlanta. Cooper Musselman claimed the title Thursday with a par on the 4th hole of sudden death over fellow American Bryson Nemmer. And Musselman also picked up 500 race to the Bahamas points, with 2-time winner Nemmer holding a comfortable lead in those standings through 4 events.
And play continues on the Corn Ferry Tour, Springfield, Illinois this week. Path to the PGA Tour visiting Panther Creek Country Club, the 5th annual Lincoln Land Championship presented by LRS. Charlie Saxon opened with a 61, shot 66 in round 2, so 15 under par for Charlie Saxon. 4 up on Harry Hall, who's solo second. -11 after a second round 62 for him today. Dustin Johnson still the leader, in front by 1, an early birdie and a chance maybe to tack on 1 or 2 more to par 5, Bill.
Yeah, we're up here at 6, and his second shot rolled through the green onto the collar, and he had his putter out at one point. And then he and Austin, his caddy, his brother, they got the green book out, taking a look at what this might do. And he has gone to a wedge. At least that's in the hand right now as he continues to stalk this third shot here. This would be for eagle. John Rahm has got his wedge out ready to go here. And now DJ settles in over the golf ball. Take a couple of little practice strokes here. Just a little stab at the golf ball. This is downhill. We'll be quick. Green's running 12 on the stimp meter. Pops it on the putting surface. Down it goes. Looking for eagle here at 6. Getting closer to the hole. Has a chance and slows up about a foot away. But he should be able to knock that in for birdie, and that would move DJ to a dozen deep.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be an easy up and down birdie for DJ at that par 5. And, continuing this late season run he has been on, it goes back to the PGA Tour, the PGA Championship. That tie for second the week Colin Morikawa won, then starts the playoffs with a win at the Northern Trust and a playoff loss last week to John Rahm at the BMW Championship, Bill.
I got the wedge out. He's hole high left, but in the rough, 18 feet away. Spun that club like T. Keegan Bradley always does. Deep knee bend here, feet close together. Pops this up to the left. That needs to stretch to the right, getting closer, but just not enough. Trying to urge it on with both hands, but it wouldn't get there. A couple of feet, 2.5. That'll be for a birdie, which would get him to -9.
And get him, at least on the board, get him back under par after the early birdie that he had to give it right back at the third. So Rahm trying to pick up a shot here, the par 5 you really want to. Justin Thomas, that disappointing miss a few minutes ago, unable to make up ground at this 6th hole. So a chance for both DJ and John Rahm to pick up shots here as DJ looks to make quick work of this one, Bill.
Yeah, he's just been so solid today. Missed the one fairway, but able to make par there. And there is the putter blade back through and in for a birdie. So Dustin Johnson now 200 today and -12.
And just making it look like he has pretty calm, casual, and easy these last few weeks to vault. When we returned to golf, he was 111th, DJ was, in FedEx Cup points, #1 to start the playoffs. And now Rahm for a nice up and down, cleans up, knocks it in. So a good birdie for John Rahm. That gets him to -9, up to Doug Bell.
Earl out here at the par 4 7th. Justin Thomas puts his drive in the right-hand rough, and now from 157 goes down. A lot of grass goes flying on that one. Watching intently as this lands short of the green by about 10 yards. He's in between the bunkers that guard the front right and left of the green, but short will have to get up and down. Pretty tough lie that he dug out of.
Now member of the PGA Tour since 1992, Mark Carnevale.
At the par 3 9th hole, Sungjae Im has 35 feet for birdie. Putting from right to left across this green to this back left hole location. This putt will turn right to left the whole way. This would take Sungjae Im to 8 under par. Former Rookie of the Year sends that putt away, but immediately stands up as that ball comes up a bit short. So he'll reach into his pocket for a mark. Sungjae Im will have some work left for his par to stay at 7 under here at the 9th.
Yeah, and this year, Scotty Scheffler, who he and Victor Hovland, the two rookies to qualify for the Tour Championship. Scotty Scheffler, 1 year removed from winning the 2019 Korn Ferry Tour Player of the Year honor. Same thing Sungjae Im did when he followed it up with Rookie of the Year honors last year in the PGA Tour, Karn.
Yeah, looking for something bigger than that this year. Earl, 4 feet for his par save here at the 9th. And this putt's going to turn right to left the whole way. Just got to keep the pace up. This to make the turn at 3 under as that putt is away, turning right to left and in. Well, nice opening 9 for Sungjae Im. He'll head to the back 9. That's 7 under, 3 under for the day.
And still on that front 9, Justin Thomas, the quick move, 3 under through 4, coming off a disappointing par at the par 5-6. Now has to get up and down at the next hole, the par 4 7th in 60 seconds.